Maybe. There we are. Hello, hello, hello. I am Dory Jo Stowell, Prairie Scraps on Facebook and on YouTube, and I'm excited to be here. We are waiting to get shared on into the Crafty Bunch. If you are not already in the Crafty Bunch, I know that Karen was just finishing up with Crowning Touch Design. She was doing a hippo. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that. And if you're not already in the Crafty Bunch, go ahead and go over there and join. And then after each crafter, go ahead and refresh the group and you will get the next one up. Up next after me is Denise at Sterling Rose Art Creation. So be sure to go and follow everybody else. You can always watch all the different things at thank you. So hopefully people will come on in here very shortly. Make sure you follow all the other crafters in that room. So there's lots of ideas, lots of different things, but I am going to change out my chalkboard. Ooh, I don't know what that is. I cleaned my floor. I kind of cleaned up in here in my little Airstream yesterday, swept it out. First time all summer. I kept saying all winter. I can't do it till summer. Hello, Barbara. And Cheryl, good to see you. I saw that you were doing some Monopoly things. I'm excited to see that. I love old games and things. So one of these days I'm going to get around to one of those chunky books. Hello, Barbara. Thank you. I appreciate that. And LNL Lucky Crafts. I'm not sure I know your name, but if this is your first time watching me, please go ahead and do the follow and make sure that you're following my page. Do all these things too. Those help me out a ton. This is my chalkboard that goes up in my dining room area. And I love it because it is a reusable chalkboard. And I just spritzed it with some water. This is the last one I had. Welcome-ish. Depends on who you are and how long you stay. I kind of like that one. It was I've had it up a long time. I think it was in spring, maybe. I put it on there, and it's been up in my dining room until just recently it got taken down to do some painting. If you follow me personally, you will see that we've been doing, it's the forever long remodel. Hello, Carla. Hello, Wendy. Good to see you. Thank you for joining on in here. We're over in the Crafty Bunch today. I'm changing out my chalkboard. I love having decor in my house that I can change it out seasonally without actually having to pack it away. So this is a chalkboard that stays up in my in my dining room, not my craft room. And I'm just wetting it down with a little spritzing some water on it, and then I'm using a little scraper. We're going to scrape off the spring. I was realizing I'm like, this kind of stayed all summer long, even though it was tulips, because the rest of it was pretty generic. And of course I've been working in the flower garden, so it went for a while, and then after a while not so much. But the saying definitely is timeless. I could just change out the flowers if I was so inclined. The other nice thing about having this chalkboard that I can change out whenever I want is that I can also use it for things, like use it as a chalkboard or sign at different things. So I have changed this out, and you can use it at a bridal shower, you can use it at birthdays, you can, whatever. You just change it out. You don't actually have to have any special anything, just a little water to get it off. Thank you so much. So we're just gonna get the chalk off. You can kind of see it's like pulled up, and it will have like kind of a whisper on there initially because I'm just using a wipe to wipe this off. I will, in a hot minute here, it does kind of heal itself, and I'm pretty sure this is actually, I'm going to be making it for, my son is getting married on the 23rd of this month. So I'm feeling the pressure, and I've had some requests for what they want for signs at their wedding. And so I've been slowly but surely working on those. So this one, I was like, what about this one? I had found it for a wedding. I don't know why. But I have this one we can do because she keeps sending me ones I don't have. Sayings, that is. All right, so we're just getting this cleaned off. I can actually kind of see around the edges. This is a good time to clean the frame too because it's been up on the wall and we've been under construction. So, you know, all the things have been happening to it. So I am going to use a board eraser on this because this little board eraser will take off just the rest of that residue that you're kind of seeing. It sort of looks like it's on there, but it's not really. So this little board eraser is sort of like magic. That way it can take off all the whisper off of it. So you'll never even know I had Welcome-ish. And I can always put Welcome-ish back on if that's what I want to do. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what we go on to. I've got some, I can see little spots. I think I had a pretty prominent like red or pink maybe for last February. That tells you how often sometimes I change it every month. Sometimes, you know, it's a few months between. So this is the few months we've been having a busy summer. So now we're back into the school year. I'll be ready. This one, I'll be ready for Valentine's Day because it's a love saying that we're going to be putting on here. All right. So there it is. You can't see it at all, can you? It's so good. So good. I'm excited. That was up on my wall. It saw the light. It saw the, you know, everything. So make sure it's dried up really good. Usually I use these board erasers in the wet. There's a little moisture still on there. So just sort of soaked everything up. We want it dry. dry. All right. So this is the transfer I'm going to use. Obviously, it's had lots of use before. It says, love is just not looking at each other. It's looking in the same direction. So, and that is a quote by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And so we're going to attempt this. I've actually done this a lot in pinks and reds. And she wants yellow because that was the picture I showed her. She's like, yes, let's do yellow. She's like, she wanted to do this maybe like at the, where they're walking down the aisle, I guess, at the end of the aisle. I'm not sure. Hey, Denise, good to see you. We are over, oh, and I'm hoping this sort of sticks on here. We've got some loose ones. This is definitely, I tell you what, we can use these transfers up to 12 times or even more, depending on how, you know, well you take care of them. But this one even has a little bit of stretch to it. So I might start with that little heart. I was going to do these little hearts in the yellow and this in yellow, these little dots on the side. There's a little hearts, arrows, and then lines. And then the rest I was going to do in white. So I think I'm going to start with this hard part because it is lifting a little bit and see if we can't get it down. Hello, Dottie's Designs and more. Thank you for watching. This is a new color. Isn't this beautiful? It's called Saffron. And we are just going to use a squeegee to do this. I'm pretty sure. I may get one of my tools out. We'll see. So I've got it down. I'm not going to go over it too many times because I don't want it to go underneath. Wherever there's an air bubble, that's where you're going to go underneath. So we're just going to do it real quick. I actually think I didn't get all this heart down here. So I'm going to fix that before I lift it. And then I'm going to peel it to reveal it to make sure. Oh, see, it did smear a little. So let me show you that. Can you see that? It did have a little like bleeding underneath, and that was because it wasn't sticking firmly down. Now, to get that fixed, first of all, it's just chalk paste. It's water soluble, so I can just go on here and pretty much take it off. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to fix this really carefully. I've got a little washer sponge here. See if we can get it off. So what have y'all been doing besides watching all the great crafters, what have you been doing for the Labor Day weekend? Not real super pleased with that. Hello, Brenda. Good to see you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I did get a little outside the lines. I went actually inside the lines on that one. was using that wipe. I kind of wiped on the inside. I may try to fix that. I don't know. That saffron is really pretty though. The bride has made like his, I don't even see it now. I don't know where it went. I had a little sign that said Mr. and Mrs. and she's done they're doing sunflowers. And I'm just going to lay this down and real gently try to get that edge back on. The good news is you don't have to be a perfect artist to get it. Oh, that is just perfect. I'm really excited about that. I fixed that little heart. Can you see that? It's perfect. Not that it has to be perfect, but you know what I mean. I want it to look really nice. But we barbecued yesterday. Today is a relaxed day. Yes. Yesterday, boy, we are having rain. We had rain yesterday and today. And it definitely makes I shattered my leg it's now been 4 years. 4 years ago. But rain, snow, it all feels miserable. So after church, where I stood and sang for a couple of hours, after church, I came home and I was passed out. So I did a relaxed day yesterday. Today, I am working on getting ready for tomorrow. Finishing some pumpkins for my doctors. Oh, cool. That sounds cool, Carla. Thank you for sharing that. I am getting ready for the new season for my piano students. So I always do an incentive program for my students. And we are just, these little hearts I knew these might be a little bit of a problem. So I'm glad I started with these. Just gonna, a lot of times you can do this little tool is kind of nice, but you can also use they're like Q-tips, but they're for doing makeup and they've got like a point on it. I know what they are. I've seen them, but they aren't in our area. So, but this little thing kind of works too. It's got a little sponge on the end, so you can just wash it off. And these are water soluble, so that works. All right, make our heart look not so wonky. Usually if you push, if you do go outside the lines like I'm doing today on these hearts, usually you can push it towards the paste and it'll kind of absorb into it for some reason. What kind of pumpkins are you making? Are you making like cutout pumpkins? Or are you making some decorative ones? Real pumpkins? I'm just drying this so it doesn't smear when I set this back down again. So I don't know. I hope she likes this color. We'll see. I hope she does. I'll put a little. I want that thing to be a little wetter than my wipe is. So it's just a little bit more around the edges. Sometimes this chalkboard will show things until you use that. Oops. Just trying to get the little bit of residue of chalk from there. And then I see some over here. So just keep going. All right. Now we're on to some white. We'll do the love. Try to get that stuck down. I'm half inclined to you can use like Lysol wipes on them. Sometimes that rejuvenates them. But I'm allergic to the Lysol wipes, so I'm making decorative. Oh, cool. What are you making them out of? I love making pumpkins out of all kinds of things. I've done Jenga block ones before. I love those. I've done the fabric ones where you do a hand stitch. I did that in our MOPS one time. I remember teaching the whole MOPS group how to do it. I've always been the craft person, whatever mom's group I've been in. Imagine that. I don't know. I like coming up with the craft. It's kind of fun. Especially like teaching other people. I'm at the end of I'm using white now because I want it to look chalkboard, all the words to look chalkboard. I did think about putting the yellow around the each other part. So I might just try to do the each other here quick. It's gonna switch gears, but we'll see. Hopefully she likes this color because I asked her, do you want a darker yellow, or she never answered back. So they are doing the bachelorette party. I have 2 daughters and a grandchild at the bachelorette party. All right, we're going to peel this to reveal it and peel slowly because you don't want it to dry in there. Cute. It's not just looking at each other. All right. This on the G on the looking didn't get all the way printed. So when I stick it back down, I'll do a little bit on there. Sometimes I miss parts of letters. It is kind of the fall, isn't it? It's chilly here. It's been raining for the past couple of days, so it feels chilly. Saturday, we went out and did our first, I'm going to put this down here, our first royalty parade. So that was fun. The girls had fun doing that. We're so excited to go do that. All right, see if I fix that G. Close. I don't know. I don't know if there's just something there blocking it, or I'm being picky. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. I'm just going to leave that gently. I'm not going to push it down. Now I'm going to use our tool to do the line with the saffron around it. And I want it pressed down nicely too. This is tricky because you don't want to get the wrong colors into it. The dots down. Okay. So we're going to do those 2 little dots plus this around without getting each other or any of the other crazy things around it. Uh-oh, I mixed in some white. Whoops. And I went down too far. Good thing it's chalk and it's water-based, and because I am not a great painter. I'm not good at doing small things. I was just fascinated with Karen, who was right up before me, making those I almost said alligator, but it was a hippopotamus eyeballs. I'm like, I cannot freehand draw eyeballs. I'm just not. I remember taking like quite a few ceramics classes. I don't know, way long time ago when I was a kid. I loved doing art. And our ceramics teacher that we had, I want to say it was for 4-H even, she would not allow anybody to do their own eyes. Hobby Lobby, then you use Duraclear to put some decorative pieces of napkin. Oh, yes. Triple thick. Oh, I'll have to read the rest of that. I can't reach it. That's interesting. But anyway, the ceramics teacher, when we did ceramics, whatever had eyes, she would not let us do our own eyes. She was like, nobody can do eyes. I took a whole class for it. I do the eyes. And it was like, so I never learned eyes. And because she said that, all through the class, don't do the eyes. I'll do them for you, blah, blah, blah. Nobody can do them. I took an entire class to learn how to do eyes. I've always been worried about it. So then it makes me more nervous to do. It makes me nervous. All right, let's see how we did. Not too bad. Not too bad. Isn't that cute? All right, let's try to show you that. So far, love is not just looking at each other. So this is an older transfer. This is I guess I could tell you when it was. It was our club transfer in last January, in fact. So it was for the February month. And I did get a little bit of squeeze out here. Like I said, this particular transfer has really been used. I've done quite a few signs with it. I really liked it. It was cute. I had this frame done once before with it. A little smudge there. I'm just being really picky and just kind of pushing in any areas that it doesn't look really nice and clean. And then I'm making a mess. So don't watch that. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. All right. So we are making this for my son's wedding. They keep sending me signs, and I don't know if they're trying to get signs. I don't know. I'm not sure. Everything's coming down to last minute. He dropped off all the tablecloths and the chair backs. He's like, Mom, could you iron these? I'm like, serious? Like, how many? I guess I didn't ask how many. So there's these 3 big things. He's like, it's not very much. It's all in a box. I'm like, yeah, but when you take out 8-foot tablecloths out of the box, it's going to be huge. I'm like, well, I can't do this all the day before the wedding, or I will be too sore. So it has to be done before Grandma arrives, which is going to be next week. Grandma is coming for 3 weeks. So I usually go live every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, but things are kind of changing. I'm not sure. I haven't figured it all out. So stay tuned. Make sure you're following me so that you know when I'm going to go live again. I do know for a fact that I'm going to do these hearts over here and maybe the arrows, the hearts and the arrows. I do know for a fact I will be live next Sunday during the Scarecrow event here in the Crafty Bunch. So make sure you join the Crafty Bunch, set those notifications so that you know what's going on, and follow along because it's going to be a scarecrow. I saw quite a few scarecrows today when I was tuning into other people's crafts today, and I thought, am I in the wrong day? But today is Crafter's Choice, so you'll see whatever anybody wants to choose. And I saw a couple of scarecrows, so I'm kind of thankful. I got to get some ideas because I don't know what I was thinking when I signed up for that event. Thought, oh, I can do a scarecrow. That's easy enough, right? And then it comes down to it. I'm like, ooh, this is challenging me. I always try to tell my piano. I'm setting up piano students. I start tomorrow. Well, actually, tomorrow I start with a guitar lesson, but my piano and guitar studio is getting set up. We're starting lessons this week because school did start last week, but it's always hard the first week of school, and it's hard to figure out the pricing for one day in August. So I always just start in September for the first full week in September. And so I just fixed that line I pushed, nudged too far on. So anyway, that's what I'm getting ready to do. I try to have an incentive program, but that ends up being kind of a crafty endeavor because I got to come up with different, incentives and what the kids are going to like. I always try to have a prize basket. This year I'm doing a Bach bucks. They get to earn dollars for doing things like practicing and doing their theory workbook and things like that. So that is what we're going to be working on. And then they will be able to buy from my Bach store anytime they earn Bach bucks. So that is the incentive program. I've done all kinds of things, very creative things, we did Monopoly one year. Musicopoly is what it was called. And actually, I was really excited because I was thinking I was going to have to print off bucks to do this game. And I actually have from the Monopoly, I have all the bucks. So I don't need to print anything and cut out. Sometimes I end up doing elaborate things. One year we did music around the world, and they earned different areas of different countries. Each country had different challenges they had to meet to earn that. Yes, it's kind of fun for the kids, but it is. I'm a procrastinator, number one. So here I am. Tomorrow is my first lesson of the season, and I am still getting my act together. I have an idea. I did make a decision last week that we're going to do the Bach bucks. I found the Bach bucks today. I sorted through them all. I already have prizes, so I'm going to have different dollar amounts for the prize boxes. And this year, I have, those little crane toy things that they have in the like Walmart entryway or whatever, in the store entryways. I have a little mini crane, and that's going to be the $15. I think is what they have to have earned to get that one. I think this is turning out nice. Tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think? I think it says love is not just looking at each other, it's looking in the same and then direction is what we're doing. I think it's kind of cute. All right, so direction, last but not least, is what we're going to do here. I just love this idea of being able to, change out a chalkboard and not have to have a permanent sign. I always wonder, like to have a sign that's permanent for a season. I'm more personally, I like to have things I can leave up all year round, but I do like to have, like the fall stuff right now. And this is handy. I'm gathering up all the different chalkboards that I own, and we're making them for the wedding. So they have fortunately, it's kind of I don't know. I want to say country. It's not really, it is in a barn. So I guess, is that farmhouse? I don't know. But it is, rustic. Rustic is the word. It is a rustic wedding. Thank you. Okay. Direction. Let's see how we did. Boy, that one stuck a lot harder. I know I've used this love word quite a bit with those little hearts. So I think that's why it's all stretched and a little less sticky. Oh, and I still have a little boo-boo down here. Look at that under direction. Huh. Doesn't always work out like that for me, but sometimes. There it is. I have this little, it's kind of like a squeegee on the end, and it works a little bit better to, maybe not. Needs to be a little bit wetter. Could really use one of those Swissers now. I can never find those they're the little like Q-tips. You can use Q-tips, but they're kind of, pretty round. Oh, shoot. Now I've got too much water there. Soak it up, please. And don't wet the D down. I've got a little pool of water in here now. Couple. Oh, goodness. We're doing good. So, help after me is going to be Denise at Sterling Rose Art Creations. She's going to be in the Crafty Bunch. So if you're not already a member of the Crafty Bunch, be sure you go in there and join, and then just refresh, and you can see all the different crafters right in the Crafty Bunch. See if I can get this D fixed. Sometimes it's hard to be on camera and do fix little boo-boos. But this goes to show you that if I can do this, anybody can. Because if I had to write out that D or any of these letters nicely, I'm just not, there's a whole art form of doing chalkboards. Have you guys seen that? Where people do these fantastic things for chalkboards. And that is not me. I've tried. I remember trying. That's kind of what led me to being a designer with Chalk Couture in the first place, is that I could not do it freehand. I'm not that good. I'm more of a crafter. And I just love, okay, so I think I can put this away. I'm going to kind of close this up. I don't know. We have a whole 15 minutes left yet. I have on the back burner here. Oh, shoot. I didn't bring over. I do have another couple of crafts sitting here that we could do. So, but my back burner one is an ink project, and I need my ink mat to do it. Oops. Trying not to get the yellow in there. Trying to go quickly. So every time I try to walk over the top of my cord that keeps me in my seat here. I'm in a vintage Airstream camper. And so things are tight, and so I've got my little computer for YouTube over here. I've got camera here. I've got my phone up there. It's always a challenge to get everything in, but it works. It's my place. I get to be by myself a little bit, which some days that's a good thing, right? All right. So let's see how this turned out. Oh boy, I've got it on my fingers and I'm making fingerprints. Got to get this off here because I don't want it to dry too much in the transfer. When you're working with chalk, you do want it to come off quickly because you don't want it to. Ooh, that looks really nice. Okay, of course, is Antoine. Excuse me. The name came out perfectly at the bottom, but it would have been hard to fix. I probably would have just, if I couldn't get it on, I probably would have just erased the whole thing if it didn't turn out nicely. Hey, Sheila, good to see you. We are making a sign. It seems a little bit out of order as far as what date we're doing right now, but it says love is not just looking at each other. It's looking in the same direction. And then it has the author of that quote. It's Antoine de Saint, I don't know, Exupéry. I don't know, Exupéry. I don't know. I should know better French than I do, but it's been a hot minute since I was in high school. So, hey Maria, I don't know. I don't even know if my French teacher probably still is alive, but you never know. It's been a long time. It's been almost 35 years, so you never know. All right, so that is our wedding sign. Ooh, my wipe has too much of that saffron. Just like the real saffron, it does kind of get all over the place and stain. I see some like pink paste down here, so I'm trying to get that off. So this looks nice and clean for the wedding. I personally would leave it like this. That would be my inkling, but she did say she was thinking about putting a bow on it. So we'll see what we got here. Oh, I kind of got my bag of stuff from, woo, that was dangerous, wasn't it? Everything is coming down. Oh boy. I think everything just shifted forward and fell on me. All right. See, it's the joy of being in a camper. I only get the back of the seat here. All right. Sorry about that. But I thought about, I don't know. I think I can make a bow, but I don't think that there's enough here to actually like tie around. Let's see. Got some of that. I'm at the end. I used that at the bridal shower. And then, I don't know, do I dare? Ooh, I did have a piece of, where did it go? Oh, I had some lace. Isn't that pretty? Yes, I think we're on the right path. And then, of course, some twine. And I think because I don't want it glued onto this frame, like I said, this stays in my house, but we want to use this. So I might have to be maybe on the bottom there. Let's get a bow maker out here. See what we can do for a bow. I also have, pretty soon I have to do like here's some good stuff too. Good base. I don't know if that's too off-white. What do you think about white and off-white? Thank you, Danette. Thank you so much. What do you think about off-white and white together? Was it you, Danette, that was, maybe not, doing the white frame earlier? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get these, and see, I dovetail most things, and I just dovetail it right on, but this time we're just gonna take it off. I was kind of hoping I had some burlap ribbon close here, but sorry, excuse me for a moment. I used to have it all sitting right here. And of course, I think they have, I know the girls are in teal. Ooh, I found some pieces, some white pieces that we'll put in there. Okay, I was really kind of looking for, I have some really wide burlap. This is all orange. All right, well, it's not to be today. This is just like the end of some burlap. It's white, kind of an off-white burlap. And I'm just using this little bow maker here. I maybe should have gotten my twine in there first, right? Thinking while I'm doing. Sometimes it doesn't work, right? I like to put the twine in on the back just so it's there so I can tie it. And then I'll use the twine to just tie around it. So we're just trying to make this look like the bow. Why do I see part of the bow anyway? All right, we have 2 and 2. Looks like I don't necessarily have enough for I like things in 3s. I also like them to kind of end up nicely. Okay. Then let's see. Let's put this in here. We want it. Now the key with this is one-sided. So we want to turn it each time I put it in because we want it to, all right. This particular one, it was just really pretty and the most realistic I could find for sunflowers. And I'm telling you, it's not wired. So it's not cooperating for me. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. It's Crafter's Choice, and I'm trying to make some wedding decor for my son's wedding coming up this month. This is not, I prefer to work with wired fabric. Or wired ribbons because they just, you turn them, they stay. This is one-sided and it's, well, there was that favor. I think I had a little bit more. There's one. I thought I did. I had taken the ribbons and I think I might just try to fudge 2 ends on one side because I ended up awkward. So I like to have there. Okay, so I use ribbon for the bridal shower and this ribbon anyway. There was another. Sometimes when I get to the end of a ribbon, this one's wired, so this one should work better, but it's got tape on the end there. So we have to cut that off. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for joining in. Make sure that you go, and this one is double-sided, so this is gonna cooperate pretty nicely here. Just gonna put this one on there. I'm just trying to build up oh, there's a little bow on here so that it looks fancy for the wedding. And I will probably tie it on as opposed to gluing it on. I don't want to. My glue gun has really been sticking things lately, and I haven't been able to get it off. So I'm gonna. Hi Nancy, good to see you. I'm glad you joined me. I'm here in the Crafty Bunch, and trying to make a little bow here to go on my sign. I'm actually kind of using some ends. I think that's going to be enough. Using some ends that I have like an ends bucket where I put all the ends. So we're going to put this. This doesn't matter. It's the same both sides. This is like older. Oops. It's getting pretty tall. Okay. And I'm going to cut that one too. I want a longer. It's older, like lace ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree back in the day. I actually think that was. I'm going to grab the two ends of the twine at the bottom. And we're going to cinch it down as much as we can. I don't want to do too tight or I won't get it out. So try to get it out of there and keep all these together because we have lots of layers, right? Let's see, we got about 3 more minutes. So be sure that you go over into the Crafty Bunch and watch Denise next. Karen was teaching some great things. I just used a piece of twine on there. So that's just kind of my start. Now, 95% of making bows, pretty bows, is fussing. So just know that whatever I do with this little bow, it is, it's got a lot of fussing. And like I said, this is where I really appreciate having the wired ribbon, but we really want it, sometimes you compromise when you find certain ribbons. And I did compromise when I got this sunflower ribbon because it was so pretty. Isn't that pretty? So this is, I always like bows at the top. What do you guys think? I don't know why, but that is my thought. What do you think? I'm not even on the back side with that. And I could put a couple more twine on there. I'm tying it towards the back so I can use that maybe to get it on there. And then it'll just be, a little fussing. I want to get this one because I dovetailed that when I used it for, oh shoot, and I pulled that whole one out. So that doesn't matter anyway. That one came out. That makes me sad because I thought I had it. So sometimes if you've got too much on one side, you can just kind of play around with it. But I'm thinking I will just tie it around the back. My name is Dory Jo Stoll with Prairie Scraps, and we are in the Crafty Bunch doing, I don't know what I will do. Somehow doing Crafter's Choice today. So go watch the next up. Denise is up next. And I thank you so much all for coming here today and watching along as I get some things done for the wedding, right? Like it seems like a never-ending list. I have a really long list right now. So pray for me. Pray for me. It's just going to be, the other thing I thought I could do is, hey, Sharon, I thought I could do is just run the twine like this and tie it on like that, or down at the bottom that way. Maybe just do twine. I don't know. I haven't totally decided on how I'm going to attach it yet, but I like the bow, that's for sure. Like I said, I just don't want to, maybe the bottom. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. Bottom, top. I kind of like the bottom. And like I said, I might use like a double-sided tape or something because I don't want to permanently attach it to my frame. I am partial to my frame. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go on over to the Crafty Bunch and watch Denise next. And have a great and blessed weekend and keep on crafting.